Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Stealthy Elf Productions. We are here on a Sunday morning for you instead of our usual Saturday evening time. I had a little bit more prep to do, and all my players were fantastically flexible, so we're playing this morning. Guys, anybody got any announcements or anything they want to say before we jump in?
ElfCon coming soon.
No.
Sure.
We got some really special content coming up for ElfCon at the end of October, beginning of November, so keep an eye out for that.
Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Because of this very special timing of this episode, you guys caught me in the middle part of my dying session. So
Nope, that's the whole thing.
no, that's permanent. You get the fancy orange.
You're in the middle of dying, aren't we?
Yeah,
all?
indeed.
Aren't we all?
True. Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
I like the yellow.
Yeah, keep it. It's gonna be great for ElfCon.
Yellow is the color of positivity.
Yeah.
Are you doing it yourself, Ali, or do you have
my wife
going to like a wife?
My wife.
Did she cut your hair too?
No, I just take a fucking and go to town. I don't pay shit for my hair, man.
Must be lucky.
My barber died when he was 80 and I was 20, and I haven't found a new barber because fuck that shit. That's like getting married.
Oh my God.
It is. It is.
I'm having PTSD with David.
These are conversations we've had.
I've tried to get him to go to a barber so many times. He just doesn't.
He got traumatized by.
Hey, you convinced me the one time. Remember how that turned out?
He was a barber student.
When did you go to like?
You can't afford.
Okay, we're gonna start in a second.
That's all we gotta say right there.
I have to tell the story. Hold on.
No, you don't. I don't think you do. You were rushing us to get on. Come on, hey, guys, get. Get on. We're late.
The world needs to hear it.
I don't think they do.
They do.
Did you get like Nike sideburns as well?
No. The barber student kid. This was a school that I worked at. I was doing social media for this cosmetology school. I was like, David, you could like try out a barber situation. Like he's really good. He does these great haircuts, and he comes in and ends up doing it way too short, like shorter than I've ever seen on. It was like the military fade,
like buzz cut.
Yeah. And then the best part was when we got home. And Quincy didn't like it. Quincy was like, our dog was just barking and growling at him, and he was already so pissed off about it. So this was not good.
Yeah.
He was mad at me for like 5 days.
I told you. It's like this is why I cut my own hair. Look, those of you who knew me in college, specifically, I think Max would probably be the one who recognized it the most. Do you remember how I would cut my own hair and how shitty it would look?
That's why I started doing it.
I could never get the top, like right here.
Yeah, it would be like these little.
I always missed it. And then I could never get the lines. Yeah, because I would just like I was doing it all. I was just buzz cutting it myself. I forget my sideburns too, so the sideburns would be really long, but the rest of it would be really chopped. The back was really long. The top had like a skull cap.
Yeah, it was a very interesting fit. I mean, that's why David wore hats all the time.
Yeah,
that's why.
Oh god,
that and the Sub-Zero
cutting your hair by yourself is it's tough.
Oh my god!
But hey, it's a lot.
The sideburns were pretty clutch, though. The sideburns.
I'll tell you.
I mean, you definitely look like you're in a period piece.
I should give you starburns next time.
Could have been on the set of Hamilton.
Hey. All right, guys. Well, hey, so let's play some Pathfinder, right? People probably want to play Pathfinder.
Yeah, Pathfinder.
Right, guys. So this is session 56 of Sandsea Saga. This is Heroes of Histaeria campaign. It's one of our post-apocalyptic campaigns. All of the Heroes of Histaeria games are. And we are coming right back into the fancy-ass dinner happening on the Cypher. Today's recap of last session and the action so far is brought to us by... Who's doing it?
Me.
Hey, Pim, go for it.
Have
Take it away.
him. All right, let me set the mood. I'ma take you guys on a journey. Okay. So, travel with me into the future. A
Calling her
winding
shot.
caravan of nympfolk. That's the word for these traveling bands of gnomes, rock gnomes, tinkerers, and artisans. The nympfolk are camped out in a field near a dusty road somewhere in Histaeria. Its wagons are painted in bright, mismatched colors and patterns, strung with alchemical lanterns. It's dusk, so the fireflies are beginning to light up the field, and at the heart of camp is a roaring bonfire. Children gather cross-legged around an elderly gnome bard, her white hair woven with scraps of green ribbon and copper wire that glint in the firelight. Her voice, warm and weathered like an old fiddle, carries a tale that seems to weave itself into the sparks rising from the campfire. The old bard snaps her fingers to summon a string quartet, which promptly begins playing traditional Azofastian dinner music to set the scene for the tale she is about to tell. The little ones lean in, wide eyes glowing with wonder as she spins a tale, getting lost in memories of her old adventuring crew, the merry folk. Even some curious adults sit or stand nearby to hear a tale they've heard many times before, but can't get enough of. The rest of the nympfolk work and hum nearby, hammers tapping, brushes sweeping, meat sizzling on the fire, a living chorus behind her story.
The battle for the Ironwood was briefly placed on hold for a very important dinner party. Lord Justice Dariax Lionheart had gathered a group of notable guests. Some served as his officers, others representing the conquering host.
And at the mention of the conquering host, the children ooh and ah. The fierce legacy of the conquering host has stood the test of time. Pamenia continues.
And of course, the merry folk all had seats at the table.
The children clap and shout for the merry folk, and Pamenia smiles and chuckles and then softly raises a hand to quiet them.
My own mother sat beside me, but not as a member of the merry folk. No, she was aligned with the conquering host at the time, a decision which my father was not so keen on. You see, just earlier that day on the outskirts of town, I had overheard a tense conversation between the two of them.
And then the tone of the music behind her shifts to sort of a low drone with a flute playing slow, ominous melodies over the top.
At this time in the Ironwood, unsanctioned magic was not permitted, you see. Lionheart's rules. But I didn't care much about the rules. And magic has always been so dear to me, you know. So naturally, I cast a spell that would allow me to listen in from a distance.
And a small gnome child shouts out,
Clariance!
and then a bossy child next to them responds, shh.
That's correct, Jaspin. The spell is known as Clairaudience. And through this magic, I was able to hear my parents speak of things I did not yet understand. Why, I had recently acquired these antennae, which at the time I had only had for a couple of weeks, and a portal possessed by the conquering host that led to somewhere called Medina Mudia. I didn't quite understand it at the time, but I could tell my parents were keeping secrets from me, and I didn't like it. In retrospect, I now understand that sometimes parents keep secrets from their children to keep them safe. But in my youth, I was plagued with confusion. Incidentally, the people on the nearby walking paths were plagued with confusion as well, as my spell caused a surge of wild magic,
The children gasp,
allowing everyone to hear my most inner thoughts for a short time. The consequences of breaking the rules, you see. But luckily, this wore off before dinner time. At the party, Early conversation revealed the Azofastians thought themselves better than us lowly pirates, and the conquering host did not yet trust us. The table had an air of tension about it, but we merry folk had a plan. Whether or not it went according to plan, well, that's where our story begins.
And we flash back to the present.
Nicely done. All right.
Hells yeah. So that is canon. Pim survives until old age.
That's right.
Got it?
Yep.
Oh, I meant to mention. Yeah, sorry.
No
I
one
was,
else was to be found, though.
I was gonna.
Yep, none of us.
I sort of forgot. I was gonna frame it as like, oh, you don't know if it's a dream or if it's real, but just in case I do
Nope,
die.
it's canon now.
But now I guess I have to survive, David.
Hey, we
Not
not
at
on
all.
hold first.
A happy
Or
mistake,
Everybody
we'll
else
call it.
dies horribly.
Right. Sorry, webcam. Settle down. Okay. Nicely done. All right, Pim, take a hero point. Take your starting hero point. Pim, you get an extra because you did the recap.
Swear.
David, just a quick question. I had max hero points at the end of last session, but we just started this and wasn't able to use them. Considering that I got them for some humble stuff, is there a chance I could keep some of those hero points?
You can keep one of those. You can keep one of those because, I know there was hero points for the art, and then more importantly, you caught the Malsum reference. So
Yes.
More importantly, fair enough. I'll take that as a win. Thank you.
all right, go ahead, take an extra hero point going into this one, right? And you're probably gonna need it because I think we left off was Silverheart. Just as the first of our 6-course meal, the first course of our 6-course meal is delivered. So there's a small retro. There are actually a couple two retcons from last session. First, we are going to do a 6-course meal. The first course being delivered now. And the second thing is I have a voice I'm going to change. I realized on a re-listen, Dariax and Ruin sound way too similar, so I'm going to do a different voice for Ruin.
I can't
so we're
wait
gonna
to hear
retcon
what that
Ruin's
is.
voice. Okay.
I hope he's
Before
country.
Right. He's actually Morgan Wallen.
I'll tell you what.
I'll tell you what.
The chicken lawyer.
Now, Claire.
Now, oh god, no. Let's not make Kevin Spacey references.
Oh shit, you're right. Take it back.
You know what? I'll take a hero point back for a Kevin Spacey reference. Anybody references Kevin Spacey, you lose a hero point.
Ow.
Damn.
We are going to pick up with course 1. It is going to be our hors d'oeuvres. Our first course that is being delivered to the table are, hang on, shrimp tartlets.
Shrimp tartlets.
Shrimp tartlets. People, staff come out from the elevator on the north side of the map. I think a lot of us are probably pretty zoomed in, but there is a little elevator to the north, just near the table. It goes up, and as you see staff come out, they go ahead and place these little cream-filled tart shells on the table in front of you all, and they have little shrimps in there, right? It's a very colorful little dish. But yeah, this is being served just as Silverheart said out loud. Request to Lycus to share with the table the exploits that saw him fight the Carrion King, Malachite Liger, the 3-headed Kolo leader of the nation of Kolo. And Silverheart even made sure to mention that according to his intelligence, Malachite's heads are actually still stored aboard the Oka's will as trophies. And this revelation has earned the attention of the Kolo sitting next to you, Lycus, Humble Humorous, the aged Kolo monk who is just in the middle of like downing, maybe 8 tartlets at once, stops and the eyes narrow. The ears kind of flicker over as he listens intently. The lip quivers. Now, before we jump into this, though, let's just quick recap how we're going to play this all out. We got a lot of players, we got a lot of NPCs. So we're going to be we're going to attempt to use the Pathfinder 2nd Edition influence subsystem, right? We briefly went over how this works just before the session started. So players, we are going to kind of go and approach this. We're going to jump straight into that as we go course to course. I just wanted to kind of set the stage. In this first round, we'll go around the table. Each of you will have a chance to say what you would like to do, whether it will be a discovery check or an influence check. And then we're going to role play the results of those rolls. Okay? Sound good? Like this, Ollie, I know, knowing you are ready to bounce right back into talking with Humble, but we are going to put a little bit of structure on this just to make sure everybody gets a turn and stuff like that. So, starting here, phase number 1, table. We'll go above the table, and we'll just chat real quick. Round 1 of this influence encounter. How do you guys want to approach this? Who wants to do what?
I want to, as the servers come, I want to follow whoever. I'm keeping track. Like servers come to bring food. Any of them that brings drinks, I want to excuse myself to go freshen up, and I want to follow them just long enough to tell them that to whatever, like to try and give me a non-alcoholic drink, basically, or like a mocktail, and to keep Ruin's glass full as long as he's willing. And I would even like slip them some gold.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I would say this isn't going to necessarily be influence on any of those guys, but more on the staff, right? You can certainly excuse yourself, right, from this course as well. So let's go ahead. We'll have you roll a diplomacy check. Would seem the most appropriate to convince the staff, right?
And I'll say, like, when I get back, I'm just paying attention. If it's like if I don't have time to talk, I'm basically just paying attention to how Ruin's talking because I'm gonna use the discovery first turn.
Okay.
Diplomacy.
Are we allowed to use another player's discovery information, or does that completely
you guys
stay?
We'll
That's a good
allow
question.
some sharing of discovery.
Okay.
I think it'll just be way too crazy if everybody had to roll their individual discovery checks. So yeah, you guys are a team, right?
We are.
Well,
Yeah.
3
Team
out
of
of 4 are.
pirates.
Signal some hand gestures is like, ooh.
Okay, Luna, that first roll, that was a pretty rough one, right? So the staff they'll certainly accommodate your request to, avoid alcohol for you. As for keeping Ruin's glass full, you get kind of a very rushed, like, non-committal, sure. The staff is busy, right? So as they are moving around, you make your request, but you just happen to ask the one waiter who's really stressed out and kind of is like, yeah, obviously, right? So how committed they will be to keeping Ruin's glass full, we'll have to see. There's a certain
Do you
professional
have a name
standard.
tag, or does that person
The waiter?
have a name tag? Yeah.
Yeah, he does. His name is Haver. Haver not.
I'm assuming that's
Horror.
KNO.
Sure. Haver not. Let me just put in here. It is Cypher.
I'll be talking to your manager later.
Cypher waiter. Okay. All right. So Luna, what we'll do then is we'll have you kind of disappear from the table as you kind of excuse yourself and you're talking to the staff and stuff. Right. We'll come back for your discovery check here in a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Adenor, let's go with you. You're at the same wing of the table here. How do you want to do this?
Yes. I guess. So, and just to clarify, the discovery check hasn't happened, so Luna can kind of do what they want, right?
Yeah. Just because I kind of want to keep a little bit of like the flow of time at the table, right? As
Sure.
people are putting stuff down, Luna gets
Mhm.
up, right? So she's starting to move around. And while she's doing that, the conversations and stuff are still happening. Now, Luna's paying attention, and we're going to do that discovery check. But I'm going to kind of still respect the time that Luna is kind of dipping out for a second.
Because I also kind of want to do a little bit of a discovery against Ruin.
Sure, go for it.
So,
you are welcome to discover against Ruin.
Discovery is a secret check, by the way.
Oh, good to know.
I don't know how you want to do it, David.
Yeah. We'll go ahead and have you guys roll. I don't mind.
Okay.
I got nothing to hide.
So roll. Should I hide it from the result from the stream, or
no? You can just go ahead and roll it. So yeah, you can go and do for the discovery check. That you can always use perception, right? With the way the influence subsystem works, is that other skills are also going to give you information.
Right.
As for, let me just double check. Do I have to reveal to you which skills?
Reveal yourself.
I'm assuming.
What'd you say, Nigel?
I'm assuming you kind of guess.
Yeah. The skill check is determined. So I have to make a skill check that will be an appropriate skill check determined by the PC. So determined by the GM. So I do have my skills listed that I think are appropriate. Things that fall into your wheelhouse, Edenor. Intimidation can be used for discovery.
Oh, wow!
Perception can only be
more.
Yeah. But yes, you can also use intimidation to discover. And I say that because you are also a very high rank in intimidation. I believe you're like expert
I've got
or something.
master.
You got master, yeah. So you know, kind of understanding that will probably be your default skill, right?
Right.
Yeah, you're aware that would work.
So, but is that going to? Because it's not going to affect it kind of like a coerce would, where there's other negatives, but it's still you're just using that skill for that interaction. Okay.
So you are going to, depending on your results, you will learn like I'll just send the link to you guys real quick.
Okay.
Go with Discord. I'm just using the one.
I just want to be very clear, especially since it's like the first one of the session, and it's always good for the stream.
There's a discover action is listed on the thing there. You watch or study an NPC to learn more about that NPC's preferences. And then the different degrees of success are there.
Well, wait a second.
Way to start.
I'm gonna.
Hell of a start.
You're distracted by you reading, David. I don't know if this one counts.
Edinor's trying to intimidate someone, and he lets out a huge fart.
We
just rips it. I'm gonna
just
start strong. Hero point right off the bat.
Hero point off the bat.
One. I will take it.
Okay, it's better. It's better.
24. It's 24.
24 is your total for the first one. Okay. With 24. Man. So 24 is actually going to be a success. It's a regular success.
Nice.
You can learn which skill can influence the NPC, which one has the lowest DC, skipping all skills that you already know, one of the NPC's personal biases, one of their resistances, or one of their weaknesses. What would you like to learn?
I want to know what influences him the most.
What would be the most influential skill? So this would be the one with the lowest DC.
Yep.
That is going to be society.
Society.
That makes sense.
It's hard not to, huh? It's hard not to say.
I know.
I said it in my head.
Society is the lowest DC to influence Ruin.
Mm-hmm. I even spelled it in my notes as society. I guess going with, is there typically role play with the discovery action, or is that more you're learning from the environment?
Yeah,
I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, so we will basically, again, we'll just kind of role play the role here, right? So it's a success, right? So yeah, if you want to throw in any particular flavor of the approach here, like how does Edenor use this intimidation to gain this information from Ruin?
Yeah, so he's 2 seats down from me. Okay.
He's 2 seats down from you.
I'm just going to kind of lean as I'm just staring at Ruin. Ruin. I want to know a little more about what you What makes you tick?
Edenor, as you lean in,
Mhm.
you're a warrior, right? You're an
Mhm.
exemplar, no less, right? And even
My
in
wings
your
fluff a
fine
little bit, too.
robes, yeah, your wings are fluffy, right? Your robes are majestic, right? There is an aura about you, right? Also, you've got a really gnarly scar on your face that's also just naturally intimidating.
Staring.
As you stare hard at Ruin, you can see there's just a slight, like he tries to maintain eye contact with you, but ultimately can't, as he just kind of falls under the intensity of your gaze. And Ruin glances away, and he says, "Hey, your question is, what makes him tick? I believe."
Yes, what makes him tick? What drives him? I just want to
He
learn a little
said,
bit more about what brings you to the conquering host and in what capacity amongst these warriors.
and that's a great question because Ruin is not dressed like a warrior and doesn't much have the framing of a warrior like you do, Edenor. A fit individual, but looks more like a desk job kind of guy,
Mhm.
right? Is puts the hands together, right? He's got these tiny little shades right up on his face. He adjusts them and he says, "Well, Lord Edenor, my duties in the conquering host are to maintain ledgers and track records. My business is something more subtle."
I see. Interesting. I guess every society must have its bean counters.
Indeed. There are, and that is the nature of the conquering host, the brilliance of Rakaron Shred. He manages to find a place for all of us, if we are simply willing to acknowledge his brilliance.
Yes. Speaking of said brilliance, I'm just curious how, with the conquering host, I'm assuming it requires conquering to sustain itself. Or does it have its own developed economy?
Well, it just so happens that we have a number of projects in the works. I understand the name Conquering Host might carry a certain connotation, but I would be more than happy to enlighten you as to the broad reach of our efforts. Okay,
I'm very curious.
I'll carry that into some more discovery
Yep.
checks later on,
That was-
perhaps.
Yep.
Okay,
Ruin you were talking to?
that was Ruin.
Ruin.
Yeah. Okay. Who wants to go next? Well, you know what? Since we're on this side of the table, let's have Luna. Right? I would say since you were kind of up and about studying the interactions and stuff, watching Ruin, right? Again, you are aware of the same thing that Edenor is above table. You know that society is his lowest role, right? But I know you mentioned you want to do discovery. You can stick with that, or if you wanted to change gears here, feel free.
What? Just a quick check. But so there's lowest DC, but then what does it mean by weakness when it comes to this?
Yeah, so the NPCs will also have weaknesses. These are things that, according to the text, clever and observant PCs can use to their advantage. So pretty much no one here. But whether
Hypothetically,
You son of a bitch.
so
We're
whether
gonna-
it's
Hypothetically, of
yeah, whether it's a deep-seated insecurity, a desire for power, a favorite hobby, a bias towards a certain group, or a hidden secret the PCs could threaten to expose. When a PC incorporates an NPC's weakness, it typically decreases the associated influence check by 2 or 5 if it's a strong weakness. But it could have farther ranging effects such as gaining automatic influence points or even automatically influencing an NPC regardless of how many influence points the PCs have achieved so far. So It basically gives you an idea of like how you can, which checks or what approach you might take on a check to, make it more effective, adjust it, or automatically gain points, depending.
That does seem more.
Weaknesses are good. Resistances are the opposite, right? So what approaches or what information will make checks harder? So there is also that side of it too.
I feel like I would go weakness first at least.
Discovery for weakness, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead, and we'll have you make a discovery check. What are your skills? What's your general ranks and skills?
It's always gonna be Arcana, crafting. I am trained in society. I'm like a plus 14 in that.
Okay. Yeah, so society is going to be an influence skill. Discovery skills he doesn't have a society discovery, but you could always use perception as well. We know intimidation works. There are a couple other skills that you could potentially use to gain some information about him.
Well, I mean, just roll
What are you trained in?
everything
Trained in everything? Wow.
Brag about it.
except intimidation. Yeah.
What a woman.
Okay. But you probably have intimidation covered then. All right.
She's a Renaissance
If you want,
woman.
if you're down with it, I can make a secret check then.
Secret tunnel.
I can propose one for you.
Oh my god, he's gonna propose.
I guess so. Just, of course, not the two charisma focused ones, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
go for it.
what's your rank in medicine? Trained.
Trained.
Okay. You can go ahead and make a medicine check for discovery.
Above 10, please. Yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Ever so
Totally.
slightly.
very, very.
We'll take it.
Whenever I call my shots, it's just one above. That is 24.
24. Okay. All right. Unfortunately, a 24 is a failure. So you learn no new information this round.
Okay.
But you do know medicine is an option for discovering. So you gain that information. Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. As you are observing Luna, this whole dynamic going on, right? And it's just as you are starting to maybe glean a little bit of something here, right? Something about Ruin's demeanor, right? Maybe something related to his health that you're just about to catch your eye is when you happen to run into Have or Not, who is just like shoves a drink in front of you and says, "Here, it's a mocktail. It's a sour drink. Enjoy it." Just barely distracts you. There's a little bump, a couple drops spill from the glass and kind of just land on your sleeve, Luna, and he's like, "Sorry, I'm busy. Goodbye." Yeah. So unfortunately, that's a failure, Luna. Okay. Down on
And
the other
you
end
got
of
a
the table. And a slight stain, a couple droplets on your sleeve. Oh, Haver's having a bad day. Okay.
Getting fired.
Over on the Pim and Lycus end of the table. Either of you guys want to go first?
The party end.
The party end of the table.
I could go. I know what I'm doing.
Heck yeah.
Go for it.
All right.
What would you like to do this first round of hors d'oeuvres?
Orders.
You got shrimp. You got a mom. And
Mom.
Shrimp and Mom session title.
what more could you need?
So Pim is going to shift her focus down to Silverheart at the head of the table.
All right.
And I would like to get him talking to hopefully discover some weaknesses.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask him,
So, Silverheart, how did
Do
you?
you want to roll and then role play the result?
it's just a quick question to get the roll going.
Okay. Let's
Or
kind of
however you want to do it.
And we talked about doing the role play the results because I don't want you guys to do this awesome role play and then you roll a 1 and I got to be sorry, your efforts sucked.
Okay.
So that's why we're going to do the dice first and then we're going to do the role play. Right?
Okay.
Just so we stay consistent.
So you want
For
perception?
Silverheart, you can attempt perception.
I have
There
other
may be
options
other skills
though.
that are that's the whole point, right? So you can certainly use other skills. What are your best skills?
Well, I'm trying to figure out if I can use any of my mastery skills.
Well, let's see, what are they?
Music and deception.
Okay. Neither of those will work with Silverheart in terms of discovery.
Okay, then how
right?
about diplomacy?
Diplomacy also is not one of his discovery skills.
Okay. I've got,
What else you
I'll
got?
just list my trained skills: acrobatics, arcana, athletics, intimidation, occultism, performance, thievery, underworld lore.
Okay. You do have 3 of those that could work actually. So, intimidation, arcana, or thievery.
We'll do
I'll just
arcana.
tell you,
That's
'cause it's-
perfect for the conversation we're going to try to have.
Okay, go for it.
So yeah, I'll start to get him talking about magic or whatever, and let's see. I'll roll. Okay,
Guys, we're hot tonight.
8 plus 30. It's just the first round. I'm not going to use my hero point yet. That's
Stronger than I am.
21.
21 on discovery. Using arcana is a failure. You learn no information. So let's go ahead and role play that.
Okay.
What's your arcana approach? And then keep in mind this is ultimately going to fail.
Yeah.
So what does that look like?
So Pim will try to bring up the topic of magic tactfully to try to get him talking about this whole policy of no magic in the Ironwood. And maybe the way she does it is just a little too aggressive and he gets a little defensive at it or something.
Yeah. As you start talking about magic, you're trying to inquire about the Ironwoods, about the magic moratorium on the Ironwood, and Silverheart looks at you, Pim, across the table with his cyborg eye kind of swivels up, and then his normal eye kind of catches up afterwards as he looks at you and he says, I understand you have quite a lot to say about magic, including
yes.
things that may not necessarily be true.
Well, I have a wealth of experience with magic, or at least 25 years of experience.
Yeah, that's his response.
Yeah.
He just sat you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's your failure. All right, Lycus.
Yes. So I also want to do a discovery, but it's
Okay.
not. But it's. I'm going to talk to a character, but that's not the person I'm doing discovery on.
Okay.
While talking to Humorous, I want to do a discovery on the fucking Flamio Hotman woman. I'm forgetting her name. Thank you.
Yazal.
Giselle.
Blame your hot one. Blame on.
Flame on.
All right.
Give me the roll. What are
Yes.
your discovery skills for Yazal? Okay.
Yes.
What was your perception?
So
Otherwise, You got Arcana, Nature, or Society.
Oh, Nature Society. Yes, I'm really bad at all of those, unfortunately. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Perception. It is my best one for this particular.
Okay.
Oh, I'm getting a failed status code in the roller. Give me a second.
I guess that means your roll failed.
Oh no.
All right, so that's
You want
3
me to roll
failures so
for
far.
you? Oh,
Oh,
there
you
it
got
is.
now. Guys,
Okay, that's real bad.
Everybody gained sub 10 now.
That's
Never
a
mind, no,
that's a 21. I have
perception.
Yeah, I have 2 hero points. I am gonna spend one on that and give me just a second. Sorry, for some reason the roller is acting a fool on me.
Is it your fancy browser?
No, I went switch over to Firefox just in case. Did it?
Still too fancy.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, that's even worse.
Mer.
Okay.
I didn't even see the new result. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, that's because I don't see you in when I go to roll. I don't see the GM one.
I see
Weird.
GM.
Yeah.
Were you clicking like crazy? I'm just looking at like all
Yeah,
the
I see-
results now.
Yeah, I just see like there's a 9, there's a 6, there's a 1, there's a 6, there's a
Oh,
19.
I only have
Eight.
2.
Me too.
Yeah, I was trying to get the fucking
now I
GM option to show up. So I was rolling and like clicking on the because you can click on people to show them up, and for some reason it just wasn't showing all of you. It was showing me, Pim, and Edenor. I had PLE, and I was trying to get the other ones to show up, and I was just pressing things in the roller trying to get it to work.
No problem. So let's see.
8?
What was the well? So we had.
Yeah, which roll do you
Technically, I'm
Which roll are
9.
we gonna use? I guess we're gonna use.
I'm gonna use the last one. You know, like I'm not trying to do anything tricky. Like I said, I was just trying to get it to work. And if you
worries.
saw the last one, that works for me.
Yeah, so I see an 8. Is everybody
Yeah,
else
that's
see an
good.
8? Okay.
Yeah, it's either 8 or 9 was the first one. So
Okay. All right. So 8.
Yeah, this sounds good to me. But yeah, I want to look at Humorous as he's like reacting to Silverheart's Silverheart's mention of Liger's heads. And just while looking into Humorous's eyes, mention that I keep all of the heads of my strongest foes after I rip out and eat their hearts to honor the strength of those warriors. Sometimes it's harder than others. It's hard to honor slavers and oppressors. But I do respect the strength that Liger showed. It would have been impossible to defeat him without the rest of the crew.
All right, and this is perception check, and you're trying to get information about Giselle. Okay.
Yes, I'm trying to see.
What's the total?
It was only a 20.
20. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. This is not a success. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I know.
Right. So what you perhaps glean from her as you are talking to Liger, not Liger, as you're talking to Humble, Giselle seems almost distracted She looks like she's not really paying attention to your guys' conversation. And it almost looks like as you begin discussing, you know, how you honor powerful enemies, that she takes no interest in it. And she just kind of leans over and she's more curious watching the interaction between Pim and Silverheart is what you get.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. And for his part, Humble just kind of continues to he's, you know, listening to you. His lips are still curled. There's a string of drool kind of working its way down his chin as he's absent-mindedly considering your words. Again, I've basically got to keep everybody T-posing while we're in this, right? Putting some structure on this. So, all right. Okay. Well, guys, round 1, kind of rough. I think we had one
Did
success.
we all say, oh, who succeeded?
No, just me.
Edenor
I
succeeded.
had to use a hero point to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm going to just quickly do for you guys what I did for the other guys. To Edenor and Luna, because I told the discovery skills for the other NPCs, just to kind of keep things moving along. Just so you guys know, for Ruin, discovery skills are Perception, Thievery, Intimidation, and Medicine.
Is there any like does that also carry over to like make an impression and other stuff, or
No, influence
Okay.
skills are different from the discovery ones.
sure?
So the influence skills are different. So those are the skills you can use to learn information about him.
Mhm.
The skills to influence, though, only one you know so far is society. And
Sure.
I'll just let you guys know, diplomacy is always an option, right?
Right.
Perception is always an option for discovery. Diplomacy is always an option for influence.
Mhm. And
Okay.
when we go to, we'll learn what we can roll for the influence once we go to do that action. Okay,
Yep, once you discover it.
gotcha.
Okay.
What was
Alright,
what was the
so,
fourth one? Theory, medicine, perception.
Thievery, medicine, perception, intimidation. He seems to respond to intimidation, or at least he seems to reveal things when intimidated.
He's just a little guy.
Don't
Just
we
a little
all?
guy.
Just a little guy, right?
Just
Who
a
doesn't
little-
reveal things once they're intimidated? Okay. All right, guys. Well, with a rather undiscovered round going by here, the first course, the shrimp tartlets are removed, right? Drinks are refilled, and soup is served as we go to our second course.
Soup.
The second course, the soup of the evening is a gazpacho.
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 Yum.
Dariax, as the soup is served, Dariax looks at you, Luna, and goes, I love dwarven soups.
Me too, but they're quite a bit earthy for my tastes.
That's the thing I love about them most. Good, hearty flavor.
Earth.
Earth.
As we're in an airship.
Yeah. Okay. So, round number 2. The gazpacho soups, bowls are laid out. Staff comes in, they clear away the tartlets, and Humble still kind of aggressively keeps, like 12 tartlets to himself as Haver goes to grab them.
Just keeps grabbing them.
Okay. Let's start with the Lycus and Pimp side of the table. All right. You guys, round number 2. What do you want to do? Influence, or you can attempt to influence somebody blindly, or you can try to discover some more.
I would like to try again with Arcana to discover on Silverheart.
Okay. Do it.
Yes. That is a 29.
Nice.
29 to discover on Arcana. All right, that is a success.
Okay.
What would you like to learn? You can learn an influence skill, learn which one has the lowest DC. You can learn a personal bias. You can learn a resistance or a weakness.
So I think I wanna learn a weakness still.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, let's
Your
go with that.
success. Yeah. So your success learning a weakness, you learn that Admiral Gilderoy Silverheart is a strict adherent to the law. This means that appeals that invoke some sort of application of the law are actually reduced by 2.
Okay.
So as
Okay.
long as your appeal invokes the law somehow, you can reduce that by 2. You reduce the difficulty by 2.
Okay.
All right.
We got something.
And this was Arcana.
Yeah.
Okay. And so as you're talking to him, or as you're trying to gain more information about him, you notice that he, using Arcana, let me see how I flavor this. His arm starts to malfunction a little bit. One of the spell gems seem to be glowing brightly. And as he goes to repair it, he stops and he hails down the table towards Gun. Right? Gun comes over, pulls out a artisan's toolkit and does some minor adjustments to the prosthetic arm of Silverheart. And throughout that interaction, you hear Silverheart exclaim that he doesn't want to interfere with it because, well, that would be against the rules. Right? So you can tell that he is also looking to adhere to the same rules that he has set in terms of magical influence. And this
Right.
is the thing that gives you a bit of information or gleans to you that he is a strict adherent to the law
Okay.
and that he is ultimately more amenable
Okay.
if something seems legal.
Got it. Got it.
Okay? All right. Lycus, what do you want to do on this side of the table?
Yes. Honestly, is there any chance you could come back to me on this one?
Sure, totally. Let's hop over then, Luna and Edenor.
I'll let Luna lead off this time. I led last time.
Okay. Luna, what do you want to do?
I think I'm just boy. I think I'll go for a. Man, these DCs aren't friendly. I feel like I want to do another discovery.
These might be the dice. The dice have particularly not been friendly.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I think some of us might have crit failed if we were doing influences that last round. Yeah, I think I have to try and pull another discovery.
All right.
on Ruin
Of yeah,
or Gun?
on Ruin.
Okay.
Of these 3 medicine, I think I'll try and go. Yes, I'll have to. Of these, medicine makes more sense. Thievery is kind of a bit more difficult to pull off.
It's a little niche. Yeah.
Steal his heart. It's a big
You
old
might have
thing.
things
All
worth
right.
stealing. All right.
Come on. Did I play? Well, let's see the roll.
Drum roll. That's pretty good.
Oh,
That is pretty high.
solid.
That will be a. That'll be a 29.
29. All right. This is a discovery. Okay. 29 is a success. You can get a influence
Weakness.
skill with the lowest DC or weakness.
Yeah.
His weakness, as you see him kind of ruin again, there's a lot of role play. You can imagine these characters are talking and interacting with each other while we're, doing this above table. Ruin's weakness is that if he seems to feel like he has the upper hand, then he gets a little overconfident and he becomes rather susceptible to perhaps deception and misdirection.
Mm.
Kind of see as he's talking to Dariax, maybe to Brina, he starts to put on an air of confidence, right? And the discussion about the exploits of the conquering hosts, maybe even Vracaron Shred, seem to be a little over the top, right? Maybe a little deceptive on his end, right? Which leads you to believe that he could also be vulnerable to deception.
Okay.
All right. Okay, that's Luna's discovery.
Mhm.
Edenor.
You know, I'm
do we-
gonna pivot over to Gun. I would like to kind of discover a little bit about this fella.
Let's do it.
What are the, I guess, what do I have
Discovery
to work with here?
checks.
Yep.
You have perception. You have society. You
Yep.
have crafting. And you have diplomacy.
Okay. I'm gonna do diplomacy then with him.
Okay.
Okay.
Click here. This is discovery, right?
Yep.
Oh,
Nat 20, baby.
Oh,
Yay.
That's a 33.
yeah.
You get two
Good,
things.
good,
You get two things.
Okay.
And you can learn
Um,
in the same category as well. So like if you wanted to know his 2 influence skills, you could do that as well. Or if you wanted to know, like the weakness and the resistance, that kind of shit, go for it.
Yeah, and so is weakness and like how does weakness and personal bias differ, I guess?
Personal bias, honestly, it's let me just see. Let's pull it up here. So personal bias will be stuff like in more like the penalty section. So like things that could cause the conversation to stop, reduce the number of rounds.
Okay.
This person will be be at the table, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Right? So
Would
personal
that
biases that
be
could
more
draw
on
that,
the
yeah.
line of like resistance? I'm just trying to like
No,
differentiate them.
the resistance would be separate because resistance will affect the roll a lot of times. The penalties and the biases will mostly give like a more like gamified effect where it's not just the number, but it's like they'll reduce the number of rounds, increase the number of rounds. They will maybe add new skills all of a sudden if a bias is invoked or something like that.
Sure. Okay, that's fair. Do I have to make both decisions now, or can I
No.
get...
Yeah, if you want, we can
Okay.
hop to Ollie again and come back to you.
No. I mean, I don't want to have to pick both of them immediately for...
No problem.
Can I get the first influence, and then I'll decide if I want to do another influence or
Sure.
weakness?
Okay, so his influence with the lowest DC is crafting.
Okay. And then I want to go to weakness then.
Okay. His weakness, you see throughout the dinner, he keeps glancing over at Luna. You
Okay.
see that he has a small little a sigil embroidered on the inside of his lapel that seems somewhat reminiscent of Luna's family crest of the Elwyn's house. You can see there's a bit of he certainly seems to have affections towards House Elwyn's.
Okay.
So his weakness is if it's a member of House Elwyn's, DCs are reduced by 2.
Okay. Good to know. All right. I guess in the discovery, now that I kind of have a little bit just in conversing with Gun, because I still want to make sure we get some role play in here.
Sure.
Gundun Ruler. Did I say your full name correctly?
Why, yes, indeed. And Master Edenor, is it?
Yes. Yes. I've heard good things about you. I wanted to understand a bit more about you, though. So you are the architect of this ship, or just a engineer of it?
An engineer. The chief architect was none other than Lord Doriander Elwins himself.
Really, really? Luna's
Indeed,
father,
the
you say?
accomplishment. Yeah, the same. The accomplishments of House Elwins are marvels.
Ah, I see. So, do you work with Luna's father?
I was once had the honor of being a student of his.
Oh, I see. Interesting. So have you worked on items, been a engineer, worked within the crafting realm for most of your life? Or?
Indeed, although lately my projects have steered into a more resource-intensive direction. Less of the device creation, but still a bit of that. As I am, I don't mean to brag. Excuse me, lady. As he says that, he's trying to kind of see if he catches Luna's attention. As he says, but I did play a rather modest role in the crafting of the Misteel harvesters.
Interesting. Now that is quite fascinating. I'd love to learn more because very fascinating devices in general. And I will not say that I have a ton of experience with crafting myself. I did do plenty of research in Lady Arenar's Arcanum, but so I know a thing or two perhaps, but not so much in the more physical nature. But one thing I will say is dear Luna here. Luna, yes, this is Gundun Ruler. Worked with your father. Luna has done some amazing work. I'm just I'm trying to kind of do the introduction.
Luna may not remember, but it stuck out in his mind as a key interaction.
But Luna's done some fascinating work and using very limited resources while we've been on the road. I mean, crafted some amazing water devices and various other things. Very fascinating. I'm sure that you two could talk all day about crafting, but I won't take up too much of your time. I'm going to enjoy this nice soup.
Almost appreciative of your ice-breaking a discussion with Luna, Gunn turns his attention towards her. But I will also say, too, Adenor, what's your rank in perception for me?
It is...
Luna, what's yours?
Trained?
As well.
Perception? Trained.
Okay. Do a quick things.
Are people starting to get tipsy around here?
Getting
Pose a toast.
crunked.
Get him to drink.
My dice aren't rolling now, too.
It might just it might it's probably loading, but
yeah.
it's like on pause or there's latency.
It's giving me that error 400, but when I refresh, it's fine. Okay.
Or that.
Adenor, you don't notice anything. Luna, what's your modifier?
Plus 12.
Plus 12. Okay.
Mine's also plus 12.
Yeah, you just didn't roll very well.
I didn't roll. I didn't roll at all.
David rolled for you.
Oh,
Secret.
Your perception roll, Luna. You can see that. I mean, Gunn is trying very hard now to engage with you with Adenor's ice breaking, but throughout the interaction, as you were kind of maybe absent-mindedly aware of the conversation happening next to you, there's a moment in the conversation where Gunn, there's like a twitch at the corner of his eye. Something Adenor mentioned seems to have maybe rubbed him the wrong way just a bit.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. So we did Luna and Edenor on this side already then?
Yep.
Right? And we did we do Pim already?
We
Yeah,
did
did.
Pim, so
Ollie.
it's just Ellie.
Oh, okay, so Lycus, you're up.
Yeah. What's the name of the hot cyborg lady?
The hot cyborg lady is Sanyon. Sanyon Dunruler.
Lycus is going after all the hotties. I love it.
I want to just, I guess, check on them, like do a investigate or whatever the thing is called, discovery on them. Specifically, I want to understand the level of loyalty they have to, kind of everything going on. Specifically, Silverheart, obviously, but yeah. What can I roll for her?
Perception, deception, arcana, or society?
Let's go with deception.
Okay. Hit me with deception.
All right, that's a 25.
25 is a success. That is a regular success. So you get one thing from her stat block that you can take.
So that's sort of like we were saying before, like what she's affected most by, right? That's one of the.
Yeah, you can choose either which influence skill has the lowest DC. You can also learn one of her biases, resistance, or weaknesses.
I want to go with biases.
Okay.
Biases. And I think the way that I'm pursuing this is what's her name again? I just fucking
Sanyon.
Sanyon.
Sanyon. I kind of lean over past Humble. So, Sanyun, how did you come to be under the leadership of a man who is so noble as to restrict the powers of others?
She says, she almost like not looking at you, right? Again, you learned her bias, right? So I'll give you the result of that first formally. The result is that she hates liars. She hates being lied to.
I never
she
lie.
is
I
locked.
don't know why you're looking at me.
She is locked on Pim. She is sitting across from Pim, just staring daggers at her.
Hasn't blinked once.
Hasn't blinked once. And she's just looking at Pim. So, Lycus, I think you probably understand too that she senses that Pim has lied to her.
Yes. Well, she's not the only one.
She's not the only one. And you wanted to know how she came into your question about how she came into Silverheart's service. As she's staring at Pim, she just looks at her and goes, I was recruited. I was recruited for this mission. I made my way through the Azarian Order, and through loyalty, discipline, and hard work, I have achieved my position. And she's kind of robotic as well, right? I mean, she's very, like, again, if I had to give you an idea about what her charisma score is, it's real low.
I think I want to end that interaction with just the statement that I see. Well, clearly your hard work has earned you a lot of sacrifice for your cause. Yeah, I think that's all I want from her.
And as you say that, her response to you is, any sacrifice made for the good of the Empire is an honorable one. And over on the other end of the table, like us to your left, Silverheart kind of nods approvingly. So you wanted to kind of get her loyalty level. I mean, she's she's pretty loyal. She is pretty committed, not necessarily to Silverheart, but also to just the ideology of, Azofast coming in and establishing order.
That's perfect, my man. You have given me so much. Even when I failed, you've given me so much.
That wasn't a failure. That was a good one. Okay.
Oh no, I was talking about before. I got something. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Sitting in the old
Okay.
dome.
All right.
Cooking.
Let's see then. So that was just a regular success, right? Yeah. Okay. Round 3. The soups are cleared away. So the staff comes back, Haver comes back, and almost spills a little bit of soup on Luna as he is rushing through. Yeah, he's trying to rush and move the plates, Luna. He says, my apologies, Lady Elvids. I will be right along. We will have someone get that cleaned up for you soon. He's kind of prepping a tray. Okay, we are now on to the appetizer round. The appetizers that are put onto the table are honey mint lamb skewers.
Ooh.
Honey mint lamb skewers are placed around the table. Little kebabs, a couple pieces of chunks of lamb meat that are, punctured through with little skewers that are just laid out in front of you guys as you can start eating. As we go into this appetizer round, I think we got 10:30.
Yeah, let's break because we got a little powwow we want to have.
Let's see. You guys want a powwow?
A little bit.
Well,
Just a quick little pound.
do you guys want to? Here's my proposal. Do you want to finish the appetizer round, and that way we'll be like halfway through the dinner because that's 6 courses.
Well, I
this will be
think-
the 3rd course. Okay.
No,
You
I
want
would
to
say
take a quick stop because I think
Okay,
Ollie
no
also
problem.
has to make a quick pit stop. So.
No problem. All right. Then let's do that. Guys, we are going to be taking a quick break. We are going to be back in about 10 minutes, right? It's a good time to go get a drink of water, stretch your legs, let your dogs out, and we will see you back here in 10.
10
For
minutes.
more dining
10 minutes.
intrigue.
Or lamb skewers.
Lamb school.
Wham.
Shh.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Stealthy Elf Productions. I know, we're just doing faces. All right, so let's get back into it. Session 56, Sandsea Saga. We are doing some role play influence subsystem. We are just about to head into the 3rd round, third phase of our dinner, the appetizer round. The wait staff have already placed out these honey mint lamb skewers on the table. Folks are going in, they're starting to eat. Humble is still a little unsure about how he feels about the whole likeness of it all, as he is kind of tentatively, pulling at his plate. But the rest of you guys, we're going to continue with the influence subsystem that we've been working on here. So, anybody want to go first?
Yeah. If I could with Humble.
Sure.
Can I just? I want to take like my knife or something, just kind of like stab it down into the desk in front of him and try to roll for influence and challenge him to a fight. Essentially.
Okay.
Ooh.
A duel.
Okay. So your goal is to influence him to fight you?
My goal is to influence him.
Convince him to fight you?
More or less, but I want to loosen him up, essentially, because he's very tense after hearing this whole thing. And my idea is like, hey, if you got beef, clearly, you're mad that I killed your friend, then have a swing at me. Come and take me. See what you can do.
All right.
Playing into the
Intimidation?
strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would that be
Sure.
intimidation or anything else?
I think intimidation seems pretty appropriate there.
Hell yeah.
Alright.
Actually,
Nice,
Good.
nice.
28.
8.
+1 actually because of one of my items that I have. So 29.
Okay. Well, Lycus, I will also let you know something too, as part of Humble's stat block, right? This is going to be a success, right? But there is something on Humble's stat block that I did work in, and that is that as far as a bias goes for Humble, some background information of this character for you is Humble is an older Colo. Humble raised Malachite Liger to be king.
Oh wow.
And the bias that was already built into Humble is that he has to fight you.
Okay, perfect.
Aw.
Okay.
So this check, as good as it is ultimately, I think what it will do is you guys can kind of decide a place and time kind of stuff, right? If you want, we can get into that still. But rest assured, fighting you is something on Humble's mind. As you say, hey, if we have beef, he sits there and looks at the plate and he goes, "It's lamb, I think."
Uh,
I guess that's how you get your
But-
last name humorous, huh?
What is
Uh.
humorous?
all right, Humble.
I like the sound of it.
And I'm sure you'd love the taste as well. If you want to make or if you want revenge for what happened to Liger, 1v1, you versus me, right here, if you want, or anywhere else. Whenever you're ready.
Humble looks over at the table at Jazal, who kind of gives him a look back, and he says, and he just kind of like pows down at the table. "It can't be here. But soon."
Nice. I like give him some of my extra food, and I think I want to say something along the lines of don't let her pull your leash too short there, buddy. As I just kind of look back at Jazal.
Jazal gives a coy smile at you, Lycus. Jazal is, out of everybody here at the table, the most in her element. This is high society and interacting and all this kind of stuff. This is her happy place.
Well,
is
besides
what-
Luna,
that's her.
Luna's
Luna's
very
also, yeah.
comfortable.
The two of them on either end of that table are just having the time of their lives.
Queens.
Actually, I'm a little pissed because people keep dropping stuff on me. So
Yeah, the way
You have like a
Send that
spot show on
motherfucker to
your
the
shoulder.
gallows. Send
I'm remembering all their names, and I will
Send
go to their
Habernot-
manager later.
straight to the fucking guillotine.
they will
Oh
not
my
work
God.
another cipher.
Off the
His
ship.
middle name, Karen.
Oh my god.
Humble is as he's kind of like picking at his food, like as he says to you, "Malachite was a good leader. I raised him to be a good leader."
You raised-
No, good.
I was just gonna say you raised a powerful leader. But good? A good leader doesn't oppress and abuse the way he did.
He looks at you, Lycus, for the first time, and he says, "You think this?" And he kind of does like a chin wag to Jazal and Brina, right? There's like a general like this implying like conquering host, cipher, all of it. He says, "You think this was Malachite's vision? You didn't know him. You killed him, but you never knew him."
I wish I could say I was much better, but much like Malachite, I will kill anything in my way.
He nods his head at that, and he says, "In that, you are like."
Yeah,
Said-
I'll stop with that with him. I won't mess with him.
Yeah, yeah. As he's just kind of sitting there, just looking at his food. I think he'll just kind of absent-mindedly say, again, directed to you, but we don't have to go much further. He says, "Malachite, you think killing Malachite was a way to stop some sort of evil? I think killing Malachite unleashed it." Okay, so that's Lycus and Humble. Lycus, that is our first successful influence.
Itching.
So you got 1 point. You guys have 1 point with Humble. Okay.
1 humble point.
Also, I appreciate.
Humble point.
I'm glad that after we killed Malachite, without ever asking him his name, we've gotten the chance to say it a bunch now. Because
Mhm.
Malachite Liger is a very cool name, and we did not give a fuck about asking him.
Yes,
It is.
true.
You're like three-headed Knoll. Kill it. Who cares what it's called?
We should
honestly,
retcon.
guys, I'll tell you. Sorry, go ahead, Michael.
I was gonna say we should just retcon like all our main bosses have a name tag. Either on them or like in their like underwear or something like that. There's the name.
Their underwear.
We
Mom
tend to
has
kill
sewn their
fast.
name into their underwears.
I'll just give you guys though, just so you know, going forward, Kolos have awesome names. They all have really cool names because they
Good to know.
all. I told you guys afterwards. They like to name based on the sound of a word or the sound of a name. So things like alliteration, fun consonants, fun.
So whenever we run into Colos from now on, our first question
What's
is,
your name?
"What's your name?"
They've got great names. I love Colo names. Okay.
Nice.
All right, that's Lycus. Anyone want to go next?
I'll go.
All right,
I can-
Pim, locked and loaded. Sorry, stop him, Sam.
I think
first.
we're kind of
I'll go
aligned,
after.
Luna, so mine might lead into yours.
Okay.
Okay, so I would like to roll influence on Silverheart. Now
Influence on
knowing
Silverheart.
that he is a law-abiding man.
Mm-hmm.
And my intention here is to get him to consider allowing magic back in the Ironwood.
Okay.
Rolling.
Okay.
Diplomacy.
Just gonna be diplomacy.
Yeah.
Okay. Diplomacy worked.
Oops, not 2. How do I get rid of
And
1?
as long as you
1.
can invoke the law somehow
Okay.
in your statement here,
I got it.
You can reduce it by 2.
That's
Breaking
still
even.
probably a success. 26.
26. Okay. Well, let's see. Well, give me the invocation of the law. Let's see the role play.
So I turn to him after brief interactions about magic, and I say,
It's not uncommon for situations of heavy restrictions in a new area for the people of that area to find it oppressive and potentially engage in rebellious activities. Would it not be smarter to allow magic in certain under certain guidelines? Perhaps a permit-based system, or something that will allow the people of the Ironwood to engage in magic safely without disobeying your rules.
Him?
Yeah.
This is a successful influence. So I'll let you guys know right away. I do like the approach. You were able to reduce it based on that statement, just so we go above table rule first.
Mhm.
You do manage to invoke the law in a way that appeals to him. So the DC is reduced by 2. With a 26, you make it a success.
Okay.
So, Silverheart sits there and he kind of strokes his chin. A permit system. A license, perhaps. I imagine supervision would still be required. It's an interesting proposal. I'm still not convinced of the needs of the townspeople being so great that our empire should spare the resources. But
Well,
And then that'll lead into the next round for Pim and Silverheart.
Okay. Clean. All right, Luna, you had something locked and loaded. What are you up to?
I'm gonna switch focus onto gun.
Okay. Who is very focused on you.
I'm gonna go influence
Okay.
for this role. I'm gonna try and do. I gotta try and pull off. Crafting was it was a weakness.
Crafting.
No, crafting was like the lowest DC.
Crafting is the lowest
His weakness
DC.
is you.
His weakness is Elwin.
Elwin, okay.
House Elwin.
Luna, make him weaken
We just
the
happen to
lead.
have one member of House Elwin's here, but his weakness is House Elwin's.
No, I wanna. Do I wanna pop it? So that's gonna be a 25.
25 for crafting.
Yeah.
That is a success.
Start influencing.
So,
So-
Elwins.
this will be a regular success. You'll get 1 point right out of the gate, but give me the thing.
So I'll turn to gun.
Mhm.
I'll say while we were by
It's already
the
turned to you.
funeral. Oh. I keep hearing more and more that we and I, point back and forth
Mhm.
as Azafast, that we're taking away the use of magic from the Ironwood people. Pretty much, you're like insinuating that magic is dangerous, but the people here in Ironwood, they grew up with it. They use it all the time. So like, wouldn't it be better if we found some other way to allow them to use it, maybe in a more lawful way, maybe more visibly out in public? Because if we don't do that, they'll just use it in secret. Perhaps we can craft something more efficient, as I assume that they can't use their magics because of the cipher.
Well, Lady Elwins, I certainly am moved by your charitable heart. I've always known House Elwins to be noble, and your concern for the Ironwood is indeed that. But the situation with magic, with the Mistille as a whole, it's rather complicated, you see. I understand that due to, I can scarcely imagine the tumultuous events that have led you to the company of these individuals. I can only, as I said, I can only imagine that it was trying. So you may be unfamiliar with the current situation. You see, our readings from the Mystica Seminary lead us to believe that magic is currently chaotic, volatile. The Mystile is out of balance. Unregulated magical use could be disastrous for a community. So we are simply doing our part to ensure the safety and well-being of all societies, given our superior information. It seems we are the ones most equipped to offer that sort of harmony. The most equipped to restore balance, you see. Now, while the people of the Ironwood are certainly loyal members of the Empire, as such, they need to understand that the League of Magi and your esteemed father have issued strict regulations. At least the hope is that they will be temporary regulations until we can have things figured out. But I do understand what you are saying. Perhaps a sort of permit or licensing system could be implemented, but those who receive the licensing would need to be, well, tested, and they would need to undergo some sort of examination, I think, to prove their magical capabilities. Don't you agree?
Well, it's off to a better start than what's currently here. I would try and make it not too strict. You have to trust that the Ironwood people, they're aware of how to use magic on their own. Even adding a permits could add a sense of control over them, and that type of control is just going to drive magic on the ground.
Well, he looks over at... actually, I don't think Gunn would be the one to respond to that. I think Vass Jalul from across the table would say something along in the line of, well, if they intend to use magic illegally, then such matters will fall out of the purview of the League of Magi and into that of the Azarian Order, the ones in charge of enforcing the law. Rest assured, Lady Elwins, if there are those foolish enough to attempt to circumvent the mercy and privilege granted by the Empire, then they will have to answer to me.
But
Gunn
we both know,
nods enthusiastically.
we both know the. I'm. Of course, you know who I am. Like, we know Azofast, at least like the amount of people we have here. It still wouldn't be enough to patrol every street. You know, I do truly believe that if you lock away magic, you're just gonna push people to use it, behind your backs.
Vaz puts up his hand and he says, no, you misunderstand, Lady Elwins. The way we conduct business at the Order, at the Azarian Order, is not so resource intensive. What we would do is create an example. Show everybody the dangers of going against the Empire. Just once. An extreme demonstration, so that they would know in the future that such law breaking would result in a most undesirable end. You see, if implemented correctly, the threat of breaking the law will ensure its compliance.
Would you say that there are similar laws in Azofast right now to try and prevent non-compliance to our laws there?
Why, of course. The Azarian Order made sure. It's as we saw with the successful implementation of the Essentia program.
And would you say everyone is compliant to these laws?
He pauses. I'd say, Nigel, we're getting into some stuff that we're inching into stuff. But we'll say the discussion kind of continues on that in that vein.
Yeah.
Right. Over on so Lycus, Edenor, if you want to jump in on this discussion, feel free. Or if you wanted to approach somebody else, maybe Edenor's attention is elsewhere.
Yeah, my attention is elsewhere. Edenor's like, this one's all Luna. Have fun.
Politics.
You kids.
Mortal politics.
Yes, I could care less. Only the spiritual. But also we need to get into other politics, so I'm going to pivot to Ruin.
Okay. To Ruin. What do we got for Ruin?
Yes.
What you want to do?
So, just to clarify, Ruin gets overconfident when he feels like he's in a position of strength.
When he feels like he's got the upper hand, he has a tendency to get overconfident, and that does make him susceptible to deception.
Okay, gotcha. So that makes him susceptible to deception. That's not necessarily going to work for me. Okay, I will.
Pim's drooling.
Right, yeah, maybe Pim can talk to Dingleberry.
Dingleberry
I'm
be a
sure
great
he's
name for a
got some
solo.
floating back there. I bet he doesn't shave his head.
Whoa! Whoa!
Okay, that's an image I did not need to put in my head.
Still gotta influence. I think I'm gonna have to do so within influence as well, just to kind of clarify. So we've got like the influence actions, but there's also, are there also like intimidation actions within that, like the different coercions, stuff like that, or is it really just to get influence points you need to be in the influence actions?
No, I think the same rules would apply. So like you could coerce. I wouldn't take that away from you.
Okay.
So yeah, if you want to
just
use
more of a
intimidation to coerce, yeah. You can do that. Just I'll let you know the DC for the influence skills do tend to be lower. Like they on average, the influence skills are designed to be appealing options or appealing alternatives, right?
Yep, that's fair. I'll go along the influence side. Just when I was going through the guide earlier, there was a couple other options. So I was like, is this an option that fits? But I wasn't seeing it on your GM thing. So I guess I'm gonna go and try to influence him utilizing society.
Okay.
Here. No whammies. That's a whammy. That's 15.
Oh no.
So weird.
Oh. All right, we got a code
failure?
whammy.
Code whammy?
Code whammy. All right, influence failure. Okay, so you gain no influence points, unfortunately. That
But
is
I
a
don't
failure.
blow
Not a
it up.
critical.
Okay.
You don't lose any.
Yep. I don't lose
Um,
any. That's good.
Yeah, so you'll remain at 0. But yeah, what
All
was
right,
the skill
let
that
me
you
role
used?
play my.
Society?
I use society. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so give me this. Let's role play this failed society check here on Ruin.
Yes. So I'm kind of like looking around. And I see, and I don't necessarily see it because I'm used to being on a ship for quite a bit. A little rusty on a couple of like etiquette things. So Ruin is taking the skewers and using his fork to pull off the lamb meat and whatnot. And as I'm kind of like going to talk to Ruin, I went to go do that, but I actually picked up the wrong fork. I went in instead of out. Just devastated. So as I'm talking to Ruin, it's like, Ruin, I wanted to propose something, and actually, as I'm kind of like talking to Ruin, he starts like He's actually just watching me use the wrong fork. He has heard nothing that I'm nothing. I'm like going and talking about how, I would love to really talk about the release of my crew. And Ruin is just like, it's like the Charlie Brown. Wah, 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 wah,
I'm just
wah,
looking at
wah,
that's
wah,
not the
wah.
right fork.
Yes.
Oh, that's brilliant. Max, you don't get an influence point, but you do get a hero point.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Good work. Yeah, as Ruin is just like completely disassociates as he's just looking at you use the salad fork. And he's just thinking, what will you use for the next course? If you use your salad fork. Ow!
Oh, he'll use the steak fork next.
This fool!
Disaster
Okay.
impending.
All right, nicely done. Nicely done. Okay, clean. All right. Was that everybody this round?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so. I think
Everybody
it was
had a
us.
bit of lamb?
Yeah,
Bit of
but I
lamb.
ate my lamb though.
Okay. Yeah, with the wrong fork. And in short order,
Use
the
the
appetizers
fork?
are cleared.
With my
Ruin,
fork.
Ruin does not want to see likes the side of the table.
Meanwhile,
I
Hubble
didn't
just
put-
ate the whole skewer straight down his
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's wood crunching.
Yeah.
The appetizers are cleared, and next up is our salad round. Our salad round. As the salads are
Oh,
being
God.
distributed, you guys see you are being served sun-dried tomatoes, spinach, and quinoa.
Lovely.
I'm holding onto my sword while we're getting served.
Just staring at the server.
Watching
Server,
them come down.
God.
That's so good.
what's your intimidation modifier?
Fuck. Unfortunately, I'm not even trained in intimidation.
That's all right. You rolled really well. You get it? You have anything at all? The 0?
Untrained 0. There's the
Okay.
one thing I'm
That's
not good in.
hilarious.
Yeah. Well, you got 2 other party members that got that covered, right? But you did roll a 19. So, I think that might be the highest roll of the session so far. No, Max got a nat 20 at some point.
I did get an at 20, yeah.
Yeah, that's the highest roll of the session so far. So with a solid 19 sort of passive intimidation, the hand kind of moving to the blade, Haver is was in the process of running up and he's just kind of clearing plates and stuff as he's kind of slapping porcelain down in layers, a bit of gravy, splurting here and there. But as he approaches you and he sees the look you give him, the hand move to the hilt, he turns what was a reach into a very kind of clumsy bow, and he says, "Excuse me, miss, if you don't mind, I will just take this. How are you doing on drinks?"
Another.
Absolutely, Lady Elwins. I'll be right along. And he looks up to some of the other staff and he starts snapping Okay. Salads are distributed, and as Humble looks disappointedly into his plate of vegetables, what do the rest of you do? Who wants to go?
It was
Pim, do you want to?
Silverheart was the other one with the influence point right now, right?
Yeah.
Or at
Yes.
least Silverheart was the one that was it was gone. Okay.
Silverheart you have 1 point with Silverheart, you have 1 point with Gun, and you have 1 point with Humble.
Oh right, humble. Okay.
Humble.
I think I want to set us up for a little more success with Silverheart. I might try another Discover on him.
Okay. You know the dealios.
So, as far as which skill to use,
Round 4 now, right?
Intimidation. Yeah, round 4 now. Yep. Intimidation, perceptions, arcanas, or thievery are your discovers.
okay. Let's do intimidation. And I think I'll build off of
Intimidation.
yeah. I think I'll build off of my last comment about threat of rebellion. So let's roll real quick.
Yeah, he's afraid of that for sure.
Yeah. I'm gonna use one of my hero points. Gotta get above 10 here. I'm gonna use my other hero point.
Okay.
Come on, come on,
Yeah.
come on, come on. Yeah.
Okay. Intimidation brings it up to a 28.
28 is a success.
Okay. So, so Pim had just left off on a hanger last round. She goes, wait, hold on, let me check something.
I think the last word you said was "but."
Said,
and then-
well,
Was it well?
and
Yeah.
what I'm trying to remember what he said right before that.
He was thinking, some sort of permit structure or something. He thought the idea had, some merit to it.
Okay. So she just says, well, in this kind of world climate, I think that there's a lot of tension in little villages and towns and cities across the continent right now. And even something as simple as taking away the right to cast a spell could pretty easily cause a rebellious problem on your hands, if you know what I mean. Which is why I think it's important to work with the Ironwood rather than restrict them.
Now, this was a discover.
Yeah.
So what are we trying to discover to?
So I would like to know. Let's see, I did weaknesses last time, so let's go with a resistance.
Resistance? It's the exact opposite. Any appeal that suggests breaking the law is increased by 2.
Okay.
So if you make an appeal that says, either flouts the law or would suggest breaking the law, like, hey, maybe we should, go rob that nobleman,
Yeah.
that would irritate him.
Yeah, so she's just
So-
like, there's one thing I know. It's people and what makes them tick. And I just want to warn you, the tactic with this particular group of creative and magically inclined individuals just might backfire if not done tactfully.
He sits there and he thinks as the topic of rebellion comes up. He contemplates, his brow furrows, or one half of it does, the other half is metal. But the half that is flesh kind of knits. And he contemplates driving the people to desperate measures would be inefficient. Over, though, Pim and Lycus, you hear as a sultry voice kind of crackles, almost like coal on a fire. He kind of breaks into his contemplation. Jazal saying, well, my dear Admiral, if you have concern about managing people, perhaps you need to bolster your numbers here in the Ironwood. Perhaps you could outsource the management of an area. I'm sure your vessel has other priorities. I understand. And she kind of nods down. There's some concern about about the instability of magic. Certainly a higher purpose than maintaining territories and peace in a small rustic community. And he turns and he says, I suppose finding a way to bolster our numbers, or even find a way to free up more of our own resources, would be a welcome boon. Okay. That's the exchange that happens on that side of the table. Pim, just because this was kind of your turn, you can tell that Yazal is also maybe building off of your tact here.
Yeah.
You know, maybe attempting a little bit of influence of her own.
I hope she had to roll for it.
That bitch doesn't get any free influence.
Get up here.
I don't see anything in the dice
Roll
roller.
Rolled it right here.
There's nothing in the
Don't worry.
dice roller. I don't know. It's
Yeah,
weird.
yeah.
That's a hidden roll, but you wouldn't see it anyway.
I click refresh. There's nothing.
Okay, who's next?
Do you want to stay on that side of the table or flip over to the other
Up to you.
side?
Up to you guys.
I have something I could do.
All right, hit us.
I think I wanna do another observation on Jazal, and again, just kind of based on like what she's talking to everybody else about, but also during that time I took some of my food. Like I didn't eat everything for each of my courses. I definitely didn't fucking eat the salad.
Neither yourself and Humble both just push it forward to the center of the table.
And instead, I put together everything that I didn't eat, which was a little bit of everything, on a plate, and I take it over to MP3.
Okay.
And I offer him the plate, just like, you've been doing a great job tonight, and I wanted to thank you for all of this. We never really got a chance to talk. With all of this going on, I'm honestly surprised all of this is even going on, considering there's so much greater threats up to the north. Giant machines running on blood. And like saying this just loud enough that the table can probably hear me if they're paying attention, but clearly not talking to them. And it's just like, I can't believe these two factions think themselves the most superior. We've seen things so much deadlier. But, no skin off my back. I hope you enjoy the meal. I'll try to save you some of the good stuff later.
You
And I just want to try to pay attention to how Jazal feels about me leaving the fucking situation altogether, like someone just ignoring all of this and talking to the help, but also like, oh, these guys are small fish compared to what we're actually planning to fight later.
All
Also, does she watch your booty as you walk away?
Yes, I do try to like lift the jacket a little bit.
kind of flare the
Swagger
cape,
in the hips.
right?
Yeah.
Really make sure the nips are on display. Okay, so
Let's roll.
would this be a society, or you could do society or perception here? I think I would see. I think either of those seem applicable here.
I'm gonna have to do perception because
Because it's discovery, right? Is what you're doing? Or
yes,
influence?
yes. Society, a perception because I'm trying to do discovery.
Okay. Society also works for discovery too. In this case,
Okay.
That's one of her
That is a 22.
22.
Is there any way I can improve that?
Does this bouncing booty lower the DC at all?
That's so happy. That's your weakness. This is that she loves a booty.
I can't
She loves the
handle
booty.
the booty.
And the booty.
I like 'em
I do have a hero point, but
I
that's a
like
10. The chances of rolling better than
Go
that
find
is
that gift.
50-50.
What do you think?
I feel like saving it for an influence is more important than a discovery.
Okay.
Okay. And just to be clear, there is no way to to boost a roll beyond for discovery specific. For influence, I know we do discovery rolls to boost influence rolls, but there's no specific way to boost influence or discovery rolls, right?
No, if you have item bonuses, status bonuses, those bonuses can still apply to the checks, right? It's for it. But...
Actually, the perception would be one more, so 23 because I have my scarred eye, which improves my perception with eyes, and I'm scanning.
Sure. I'd say, as the salads being, people are eating at their salads and stuff. Yazal, we're going to quick retcon something here. Lycus, you go make your way over to deliver a bit of food to MP3, right? Making sure that Yazal takes notice, right? As you are handing the food over and you're having your little dialogue with MP3, who accepts the meal graciously. And said, well, I will be here all night, as he's basically the piano man sitting at the keys just working. Takes a bit of a break, puts the piano onto an automatic setting. As he hits the button, you can see the keys are now pressing themselves, right? As the music continues, as MP3 is able to snag a bite. Pim, over on your side, as Yazal had interrupted and made the comment to Silverheart, she says this in almost like a fluid motion as she is currently making her way to her feet, right? Brushes Silverheart's shoulder and whispered into his ear loud enough that you were able to hear what she said, right? That interaction still happened. But she kind of glides her way over towards Lycus, standing by the piano. Lycus, as you are interacting with MP3 kind of looks beyond you. Right, you sense someone behind you, and as you turn, you can almost feel the heat of Yazal, who is now rather close. You can smell a faint scent of campfire, a bit of cinnamon, very kind of warm smells coming off of her. And she says to you, well, Captain Lycus, your experiences certainly sound thrilling and dangerous. I think we have some time before the main course, if you would indulge me.
I would love to. And may I say, you smell like a bad memory waiting to happen.
She says... She looks at you and she the eyes are half lidded. It's a very sultry kind of glance, right? As she kind of takes your arm. Again, the heat of her pressing against you. It's pulling something out of you, Lycus.
Oh, I'll bet it is.
There's an awareness. There's an awareness between, I think, not just the two of you, but everybody else at the table. And she says, well, I am an Ifrit, after all, and an Ifrit's hospitality always has a bit of a threat within it, don't you think?
Best hospitality usually does. And I think he will let his mouth kind of snout out a little bit as he almost bares his fangs at her.
Mm-hmm. She smiles. She's kind of into it. I say, Lycus, if you're cool with it, you guys will kind of take maybe a little bit of a walk around the area. Maybe go towards the fountain or something.
Oh, for sure.
May I do something random here?
Sure.
While this is happening, I want to turn to Brina and just see if she's watching this or has any sort of reaction to it.
Okay. Pim, this is one of those moments I'm not going to really require a roll here, too. You know your mom pretty well. She kind of looks at what's happening. There's a look of trepidation on her face. There's a look of like, oh boy. Like, this is going to be a problem.
Okay.
Another reaction at the table just across from you, Pim, is that of Humble, who looks over his shoulder and sees Jazal and Lycus, arm in arm, walking along the railing and the windows. And Humble looks down and goes, and she tells me to behave.
Does Ruin have any reaction to it? Or does he even
Ruin?
see it?
No, Ruin glanced, but he's not does it you can see he's much more interested in the discussion happening here at the table.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, Ruin seems more on task, doesn't really care about what's happening with the rest. I think also, to being the only member of the conquering host at this side of the table, Ruin is, and I think Luna, you were onto this too, Ruin is doing a lot of listening and not as much talking. And if you do see Ruin engaged in conversation, it's a lot of deflections. Okay. So Lycus, you are on a walk with a problem. And we'll come back to you in a little bit here before we finish off this round.
Well, technically, Brina is part of the conquering host as well over there.
Oh, true. You're right. I forgot. Ruin is not the only conquering host member at that end of the table.
Don't forget about Mama.
Yeah, just because
Good
she's a double agent doesn't mean she's not on their side. Sort of.
She's still an agent.
Is she talking
Agent's
much?
gonna agent. Brina? Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, you know what? There's an interesting exchange of barbs between Brina and Sanyon, because Sanyon has been staring daggers into Pim, and Brina is now, as a result, kind of staring daggers into Sanyon. And two of
It's a
them
little
kind of-
standoff.
Yeah, there's a little talk about weaponry. They're both pretty into their weapons, and a couple of veiled exchanges. Sanyon saying something to the effects of, "Well, my weapons are the ultimate avatar of truth," and Brina saying something towards the effect of, "Well, it's only good if you have it'll only work if you have a chance to actually hit something. But when you fire at something, sometimes bullets fire back." The two of them are just not doing well. There's a lot of tension in the center of the table over those two. Okay, I think then we move over to let's see, Luna and Edenor. I don't believe you guys have gone yet.
Nope.
Okay.
Luna, do you want to go first with our boy Gun?
So just to be clear, like I know I can get like all the influence points I want off of Gun, but some influence points might be slightly worth more than the other for our goal.
Yeah,
Right? Like
if you guys, because you guys have the goal. Maybe we take a quick pause here and just kind of say,
Right.
Our party's goal for this encounter, right? We have the four kind of that we identified in chat here. Let me pull them up again.
Mhm.
Convincing the Azarian Order / Azafast to allow magic in the Ironwood. And that's goal 1. Goal 2, convincing the Azarian Azafast to protect the Ironwood. 3, conquering hosts releasing the crew. 4, conquering hosts sponsoring or endorsing into the tournament. Depending on the goal, I think allowing magic, for example, Luna, just above table. Gun being the chief arcano engineer of the cipher does certainly have a lot of sway on the goal of magic in the Ironwood. The goal of protecting the Ironwood, well, that might be maybe not too much his purview, but yeah.
Okay, that does help a bit because I thought I had to switch to a little bit on Vass. Saying their name right? Yeah, I thought I would have to
Vass.
switch a little bit.
You can continue with Gun, especially if the goal is the magic stuff.
I think I stick with Gun then.
Okay.
I guess it just makes sense to do crafting if it's a weakness, even though my Arcana is higher by like 1. Something is a weakness, then just might as
I
well,
think it's -2. I think.
right? Or
Yeah,
at least.
that would be
Or-
more higher likelihood.
Well,
of
you're the
success.
weakness, so it's already.
You're the
-2.
weakness. You know that crafting is his lowest DC.
Yeah.
You don't know the DC specifically, but you do know it's his lowest DC.
Oh, lowest DC. Okay, I
Mhm.
got you. Okay. I think I should go with crafting again.
Not a good night for the dice
6.
roller.
Oh, yeah, it's
No.
rough.
It's a
I
bad
think
one.
I'm gonna
today.
use.
Bummer.
I'm gonna use an
Use
influence
it.
on this.
Okay.
Or
Hero point being used.
hero point.
I mean, hero point. Sorry. Fucking.
Oh,
Okay.
It's
Hey,
better.
it's better. It's better.
No, it's still
Maybe you
a
put me over the
25. I just want to crit.
Okay.
Right.
Well, rest assured, a 25 is a success.
That's what you got last time.
So, right, I was talking to Vass about the compliance in Azofast, and I think I'll just like pivot to go back on what Gunn was mentioning about the reason for Azofast being here. One of the main reasons that magic is they found it to be chaotic in a way,
Mhm.
and I want to tell Gunn that while listening to him. Gunn, I think let's play devil's advocate here. I don't quite think magic is as chaotic as you're thinking. I think, especially if you craft it correctly. Think of Oka's will for a second here. It sails not by the elements. Sorry. It's not because of the elements that it runs wild, but because they're channeled like currents. Ironwood's magic is no different. You have to think of it that it needs a hull, not a cage. And the avenue for which you're going about in administering or taking away magic in Ironwood right now, it is leading to more of a caged element. And what happens to cage animals?
I can't say I have a lot of animal-based experience. What happens to caged animals?
Eventually they break free. And who do you think they'll go after first?
Hmm.
Let's just try not to make it reach that stage. I can help you try and perhaps create something that can remove or diminish the chaotic nature of the magic or mystique that you see in this area. I have the influence. I could speak with my father.
At the mention of Doriander, he kind of lights up. Well, if this would be a project that we would bring in the headmaster, certainly we should have it well thought out. He's a busy man, and I'd hate to waste his time. Although, as his daughter, I imagine he'll make a significant exception in your regard. But a project that the Doriander himself might endorse? It's a very interesting prospect, Lady Elwins. Luna, just so you know, this is a success. So you guys now have 2 points with Gun.
Excellent.
hell yeah.
For the
And-
points, I mean, it's individualized to them hitting a threshold to then put influence from there. Okay.
Correct. So, you guys don't. I don't think you guys get to know exactly what the thresholds
No.
are,
I doubt it.
but rest assured they are not too crazy. It's
Okay.
they're definitely doable within this encounter, right? But
Okay.
you probably won't be. The thing is that it's set up so you won't be able to influence the entire table, but maybe if you get a few folks on your side, right? but now Gunn does have 2 influence points stored. He is eager, Luna, at the idea of working directly with you and your father. I think that is the thing that appeals to him more than anything else. The humanitarian benefits are not the bait for him, as he is spinning on this idea of getting to work directly with you. And just because I like interrupting your conversations with other NPCs, Dariax goes, speaking of Doriander, Luna, I was able to send a communication to him and receive some back. He is very pleased to hear that you are alive, as I'm sure you expected.
Oh, terrific.
And it would warm his
there any
heart
way-
to know.
Continue?
He's just going to say, it would certainly warm his heart to know that you are taking an interest in the operations of the Cipher. I'm sure he is eager to have you take your rightful place, perhaps even as a chief arcano engineer of yourself as one of the Ciphers.
Oh, that does sound
Once you return
most
to Azafast.
Maybe I shall send my own message to my father later.
I can make the, I'm sure, Mr. Dunruler, I'm sure we can make an exception for Lady Elwyn's here to send a communication to her father. And Gunn goes, absolutely, that would be very much allowed. Just let me know when, and I will make sure that the appropriate misdeal is available for the spell.
Brilliant. And
Gunn leans in and says, so, Lady Elwyn, does this mean that you will be perhaps taking a full-time position here on the Cipher? Now that you have reunited with your people, I imagine you don't intend to continue, and he kind of leans in. I imagine you're looking forward to rejoining civilization.
While it is highly intriguing to join back with civilization, I have seen there to be kind of a benefit to working with a small team, per se. Things move a little bit faster. I will try my best to assist in, you and my father in trying to create or craft more efficient use of a steel engine. But you know what? Who knows what the future brings?
If your father intends for you to become a chief arcano engineer, then I'm sure he intends to have you aboard a Cipher full-time.
It's true. He might give me my own cipher as well.
Well,
As I'm sure another one was being constructed.
that one is the one I have, and I imagine you would be assigned to, but it's still the actual ownership of the vessel. It's a property of the Empire, you understand. So it's more likely a military officer would be in charge. But an engineer is quite a profitable, certainly comes with perks, the position, let's say.
Would you be interested?
I want you to
in
consider
working
your
at Cipher?
prospects.
If that were to be the case, that I was given head engineer of that cipher, would you be interested in coming to that cipher and working under me?
Well, Lady Elwyn's, that'd be a demotion, wouldn't it? Don't get me wrong, the opportunity of working with you is certainly intriguing, appealing, but it would still ultimately be a demotion.
Yeah, I'll say like one last thing. Ultimately, maybe on paper it might look like demotion. Right now, this current ship, this is the highest you'll get. This is the most you'll ever learn. You come to work under me with my influences, with someone like my father on my side. The knowledge you will learn, you have no idea.
I hope it's that
His head
face.
His head is swimming. His head is swimming with the prospects of getting to work with the Elwins firsthand.
I've had several, I'll say like I've had several weeks on Oka's will. I know about magic that father doesn't even know of yet.
That vessel is remarkable. I'm sure your father would love for you to bring it back. I imagine that its deconstruction would reveal a great wealth of knowledge.
And man, I would almost want to use this as like my next round. because-
Ollie's clear enough.
Good thing Ollie. Good thing Lycus is away from the table.
Because I would end it with when he's talking about the Oka's will. I would end it with something along the lines of, and I know where to find more like it.
He just about swoons at the table. He was working on like scooping up a bit of salad to eat, and as you say that, he just he fumbles the fork almost. It's like, you have information about more of them, and yeah, we'll cut there.
How does Ruin
Okay.
look seeing him fumble the fork?
Ruin,
knows how
there's
to
a
use
vein in Ruin's
forks.
head that's just like just tipping. Okay. Who's next? Who anybody else got to go this? Yeah, hit me, Max.
Yeah. All right. There's what we need, and there's what I want to do with what we
Yeah.
need.
You can't always
Follow
get
your
what you
heart.
want. Unless you
Yeah.
want
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, follow your heart. We'll find a way. We're the merry
We're the
folk.
married folk. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I. Well, so is Jazal like away from table, essentially unavailable?
Yeah. Jazal and Lycus, later, I'll pop to the map for just a moment. Jazal and Lycus are. Nope. Ruin, you don't have to come, or Humble, you don't have to come with. They're like, whoa, get back here.
Got it.
You guys are like making you're doing like a wide round, or like you guys.
A promenade.
She takes you into this. Actually, you know what? There's a harp over here, and there's a little section behind the trees. Jazal and Lycus, you guys have like
Partial cover.
for the partial cover. Yeah, like people cannot quite see what's
Can't quite
happening
shoot you.
in the trees.
They'd have to
over there,
succeed
and
on a
there's
DC 5 flat check.
they'd have to do pretty well. Yeah. And there's a harp over here, Lycus, that is also just like MP3's piano, just playing itself. And you guys are looking out towards the sunset, because it is always sunset. Edenor.
Okay. I think I got to learn more about Humble here.
Humble.
I need to do discovery against Humble.
Okay. And Humble is the Colo, right?
Yes.
Okay, making sure.
Not the
Discovery
bugbear.
on Humble.
So what are my options to roll?
For Humble, Perception, Society, Athletics, or Stealth.
Athletics?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe if somebody would have done that before, but that's okay.
Listen, I was trying to find Jazal's shit. She seems like the more in charge one, and I keep failing. I'm sorry.
We gotta go with where our strengths are, not where we want.
At least someone's getting laid.
Yeah, to the detriment of the group.
Happy captain,
Hey,
happy crew.
There's what you want, and there's what you need.
As you said, your words.
Exactly. Alrighty. So I am going to go with
With what?
athletics. So that's
Athletics.
29.
Oh, that's a be a hit.
29 total.
Do you
That's
know
a
it?
success. Yeah. You can learn a thing
Okay.
about Humble.
I want to know what I can what can I influence him with? What's his lowest DC?
His lowest DC is survival.
His lowest DC is survival.
His lowest influence DC is survival.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I thought too when deception was ruined.
All right, that's nice. All right, well, I got to role play it now. Okay. Okay.
He is pushing his salad away. He's just like picking through it, and he's looking at maybe some of the leftovers that Lycus has been storing. And he starts sneaking lamb skewers.
Well, humble is it?
I am, and it is.
Yes, I can certainly say. I'm sure you could pick at somebody else's lamb skewers leftovers from the table setting. I can say, meat is always a better option for me as well. It helps keep the protein up. It's good for strength.
He looks at you, and I mean, Edenor, even with your flowing robes, I mean, Edenor is a built guy. He's a warrior, right? He's literally an exemplar, right? And Humble looks you up and down, and he says, "Yes, your crew. You make up more. You make up for the lack of formidability of the rest of your crew." He is not smart enough for that word. I don't also think it's a word. Maybe he's smart enough to make a word. The rest of your crew looks weak, but not you or your captain.
I resent that.
That is fair. Some are more slight. I mean, realistically speaking,
That one's a child.
I'm a grown ass woman.
yeah, we humble. There's always a requirement for entertainment on a ship.
Way to make that sound creepy.
Okay, entertainment. You're a bard.
Yeah.
You literally do music.
Yeah.
Humble
I heard
looks.
nothing.
Yeah, Humble.
Y'all
He
in the
says-
gutter. I'm
he
a
says-
holy man.
He says, "Well,
Blessed.
your captain has agreed to a duel to show me the measure of the man who defeated my protege, who defeated my student.
Mm.
Perhaps when I'm done with him, you might be up for a contest as well."
I would certainly be of interest. Our captain is quite resilient, though. Quite resilient indeed. But speaking of crew, I'm very interested to see if there's anything we could do to facilitate your duel to potentially get my crew back. And then essentially I'm gonna, cut it off there because that's just a continuing conversation. So,
problem.
and kind of, it just kind of goes over into
No problem.
also like me adding little tidbits of I want my crew back.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it's like, oh, what do you do for your biceps? Like,
Yeah. Tell you what, I'm gonna just kind of shuffle a little bit. I'm gonna have Edenor slide over to this side.
Yep.
All right. You guys can, because we're kind of moving around. We have a map, right? Just to
Mhm.
kind of track where people are at,
Yep.
right? Edenor, you take Lycus's chair. Silverheart kind of gives you a glance of like, who the fuck are you?
I was the vessel of God. Who are you? You're nothing.
Okay. So,
Okay.
just before, so that's everybody this round, right?
I think so.
Okay.
Of
course.
Just before the next
Wait, was that
course
round
is
5?
4.
That
Four?
was
At the end of round
round
4.
Okay.
4.
Then yeah.
Yeah, so we're about to go to main course. And just as the main course is about to be served, though, Lycus, Yazal leaning up against the windowsill, her crimson complexion doing wonders in this twilight sky. The two of you, private, underneath these trees. There's there's a certain romance about it. And she's looking at you, and she says, reports have reached me of the merry folks' exploits. You've had a few encounters with my ships. I must admit, you are more handsome than the stories give you credit for.
I can be a bit more monstrous on the battlefield. You know, I did not expect one of the leaders of the conquering host to be quite so such a bright light in a ruined world. In fact, I feel as though it emphasizes you in some way.
Well, Captain, you certainly know how to flatter somebody. And as for encountering the unexpected, it seems a ruined world is the exact place for just such a fortuitous meeting. Perhaps we should, I know dinner's about to be served soon, but perhaps you and I should maybe get to know each other a bit more intimately. So there'd be no surprises.
If you're hoping for no surprises, I'm not gonna be the man for you. There's always something unexpected. But I would love to share as much as I can with you, at least for now.
Okay, Lycus. The way the conversation's going to move, I'm just going to say passive insight, and what is trying to be relayed is that she is...
Well, leave?
Yeah, she's very fine to dip right now.
I think I am too.
Okay.
You better get those influence points, Lycus.
I'm
She
working
wants
on
to
it.
stick it up your butt.
I'm
You let it
working
happen.
on it.
You whore.
Okay, Lycus,
Influence
guys,
whore.
you see, just as the servers appear with the main course, Lycus and Yazal do disappear. Lycus, I think, up for the surprise and the adventure, Yazal actually lures you onto the elevator that the cooks are coming on, and the two of you take the elevator
die.
down while they're doing their thing. So they're gonna come back and be like, "Wait a second, where'd our elevator go?" But there's a sense of adventure, and you can tell that the idea that there are more surprises yet is very appealing to her. So, Lycus, the two of you will say, go and find somewhere a bit more quiet, a bit more intimate. I don't know how far you're willing to go, Lycus, but let me just say, she's DTF. If we're gonna be,
Yeah. I think I'm down to like fade to black whatever you want, but there is one thing, like as we're like walking away, that I want to kind of ask her.
sure. As the two of you are sneaking through the halls of the cipher.
Yeah, and we could do this as like part of the influence or whatever.
Oh yeah, do that.
I want to ask her. Or I guess I want to say to her. I don't want to do just a discovery. I think I want to try an influence on her.
Okay.
But I want to. So Giselle, what is it that you want? Not with me. I know what you want with me. And not with Shred or anyone, really. What do you want from this world? Because I don't know about you, but I think this ruined world is far, far superior to the one we left. And if it's being rebuilt, I'm gonna fight to stop that. I want to build something different. And I'm sorry to say, whatever happens tonight, if you're an obstacle in that, we're going to be ultimately enemies. Are you okay with that?
Say the two of you are, maybe, again, we're sneaking down the halls of the cipher. Maybe there's a couple of Denethians walking up, right? The two of you kind of tuck into a little alcove, right? So that they can pass and you can remain undetected, right? So you're close, the two of you. As you say this,
I can roll
and
now
she
to determine if
Yeah.
you want, so that you can determine like what her response is more
Oh,
specifically.
I know exactly what she's going to respond with. But yeah, go
Okay,
ahead.
perfect.
What'd you get for the roll, though? Is it influence?
Yeah, I'm trying to do a diplomacy, so that's 9 plus 16, 25.
25. Okay. Take a look at something. 25 is a failure. You gain
With
no
our roll?
influence. Mhm.
With our rolls,
done.
if we aren't using our best stat line, like
16
I
is
feel
one.
like we'd be like,
Unless
Yeah.
I can do acrobatics, 50, diplomacy is the best one I can.
I'm not blaming you.
Starts
I'm talking
gyrating.
about rolls.
Yeah. Hey, maybe
Just
acrobatics
starts
in a little
twerking
bit.
in the elevator.
Actually, wait. I do have one more hero point that I was saving for influence, so I'll do it now.
Do it.
Okay, let's see it.
Come on.
Oh,
Fuck! It's lower.
Jeez.
Every time.
sucks.
So what's the total?
Can we go up 25? Go back to 25.
It was
20.
It was 25,
So it'll be
it's
23.
23.
23.
Yeah.
23, and this is diplomacy.
Yeah.
Okay. 23 is a failure.
Yeah.
You gain no influence points. It's not
That's
a crit failure though. But basically, so she doesn't reveal anything to you. But what she will say is just this. She says, "Rest assured, Lycus. Rest assured, Captain. Your aspirations for this world do not concern me. My aspirations are for a world beyond this one."
Very well.
Lycus, I think the next influence round that you guys will have will probably be more like pillow talk.
Got it.
Yeah, I
Okay,
better
so
have
this
some
is-
good performance checks.
Yeah.
This is
Performance
the dinner
check.
round. The meal, like
Can I roll down with acrobatics?
Hey, we'll see next round. The meal that is served, merry folk, you realize your captain is gone, and so is the pretty lady that was at the table. But the meal that is served is one that is a little familiar, as you are all served gourmet roasted cockatrice.
Hey.
Mhm. Hey, we had burnt shit last time.
This is as nice as any fancy gourmet Thanksgiving dinner you've ever had. All right,
What
and this will be
Thanksgiving?
going into round 5. Lycus, we had your influence for this round already.
Yep.
Other friends, what do we got?
I'll go
Who
next.
wants to go?
I'm going to,
All right, and
seeing that Eddie is switching up seats, I'm going to get out of my seat and switch over to where Lycus was so I can get closer to Silverheart.
okay.
So move over there, and again, I'm going to try to influence Silverheart.
Okay. Ruin is so annoyed right now because everybody's changing seats and
That's funny.
etiquette has gone out the window.
I'm gonna see if you'll allow deception for this. I might need to
Okay.
describe it before I roll so that, like, if you're open to deception for this based on how I frame it.
Yeah, you can still use it. Just know the DC is going to be higher. So as long as you're confident in your deception skills.
How much higher?
Because that's the thing, right? The influence skills are designed to open up the role-playing counter, right? By making other skills less difficult and therefore impactful.
Okay.
But you can still use your social skills.
Fuck it. I'm gonna try it.
All right.
So this will be deception.
Okay.
That's a choice, but okay.
I'll tell you how. It's my best skill.
What's
you know?
what's the total?
26.
Okay. I'll tell you the result is going to be, and this was this influence or discover?
Influence.
Influence? Okay. The result is going to be a failure. No
Okay.
influence points gained.
Well, what I say is, now, Admiral Silverheart, you know, well, you probably know, Lycus is a bit chaotic, but me, I get what you're after. I'm a woman of law and order. And as such, I would like to help you bring law and order to Azfest. As I believe I have some skills that will align the people with what you're looking for.
To confirm, you mean the Ironwood, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What was the total again?
26.
26. Okay. And let me just do something here, because if you're invoking the law, I hadn't clarified that you were exploiting the weakness first.
Right.
Is that
No,
no?
Still
It's-
doesn't work.
you just miss it. You're close.
So close.
You were really close. Sorry. So that gives you guys an idea of the DCs, but I just gotta let you know that was close. The approach was good.
What if
But
it
ultimately-
also invokes the weakness that I discovered? So we have invoking the resistance and invoking, or the weakness and the whatever the fuck it's called.
No, so you just invoke the weakness. You just invoke either weakness or resistance. You can't invoke them
You can't
both
invoke
together.
both. Okay.
No,
Even if
not
they're
really.
opposites? I mean, you kind of set it up that they're like opposites of one another. So invoking one is sort of invoking the other.
Yeah. So the way it's more meant for like the phrasing, like if your phrasing was something that involved breaking the law somehow, that would increase the appeal by 2, right? The DC for the appeal by 2. Since your phrasing invokes following the law, it decreases it by 2, right? So
Okay.
it's kind of the same in either direction. You can't, so they're never gonna overlap. Ultimately, though, this is a failure. It's not a critical failure, so no influence points lost, but also none gained. As you start talking, he kind of, at this point, grumpily just starts staring at his plate, and you get the sense that he doesn't want to talk about this right now. He's got other things on his mind, as he is looking at the fact that Lycus and Yazal left. He's looking at the situation with Gunn and Luna. You know, you can see him kind of glancing around the table, and he's in deep thought.
Okay.
There's a few things that are, okay. And just because we're already a little over time, I just want to kind of keep things moving. So let's see next. Who do we got? I want to finish this round, and then we'll call the session.
I think I'm gonna continue discussing with Humble. I think I have to. I'm gonna try and influencing, but I think I'm gonna have to use diplomacy because survival just isn't the option here. And
Hit me.
all right. Prepare to be hit. I'm gonna use a hero point.
Guys, these are rough
God,
nights.
this is just brutal.
Morning. God, I'm so used to playing this game at night with you guys.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
God.
This dice roller is playing pranks on us.
Angry
I think.
today. I'm about to hit the emergency thing and pull out the old dice, David.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I miss your
So-
weighted dice, Max.
Yeah,
You
right.
roll
I know.
The
Courtesy
best
of
plans in the
Noah.
world
Thank you, Noah.
until you roll.
Ay,
You
ay,
saved me
ay.
many a times, Noah. I don't think Edenor would have survived the campaign to that point. I had your fancy dice. So, all right. I know I fail, but is it a critical failure?
Natural
That
one
is-
brings it to a crit fail. You lose 1 influence point.
Jesus.
Oh.
Guys, we should have an after party so that we can continue this and try to redeem ourselves. After party on Oak as
Yeah,
well.
right.
I mean,
So, all right. Let me think of how I'm gonna fail here. Give me just 2
If you want,
seconds.
I can give you. If you want, I can give you something here too. Edenor.
Give me a hint on how I can fail, and I will flavor it.
I'll tell you straight up. You sit down next to him, and he was kind of curious about you, right? And then he looks
Mhm.
down, and he sees, the Tea of Tazrin on your coats. He sees, I think you carry a couple emblems and stuff like that, right? A
Mhm.
few signifiers of your religious affinity. And you can see the lip kind of curl.
Mhm.
He
Okay.
immediately, as he catches that you are a man of the cloth, you can almost feel him pull back.
Okay. I'm gonna be now humble. I will say on this, in some of our adventures, and because I would not have heard would I have heard the conversation that of between Silverheart mentioning that? I'm gonna pretend that I didn't hear that bit
That's fine.
about killing
yeah.
Malachi.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be kind of like just a little dumb to that.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yes. We were. Let me tell you an interesting, an old war story. So it's got a very interesting conclusion. So we are on this metal contraption, this tank of some sort, and we were battling, and Lycus was fighting it out, and we were duking out with this massive gnoll, just 3-headed monstrosity. Just continuing, right? Not paying attention at all.
no idea.
This 3-headed monstrosity. As we're fighting it, Lycus almost died 3 separate times. Went down, came up, went down, came up. It was quite impressive. As we're kind of going through the whole thing, we eventually defeated him. As we're kind of dealing with the rest of the ship, and this is where I lean into the religion portion. And have you ever thought of the glory of the Pantheon? Because I can tell you, there was 2 gnolls on that ship that they saw our strength, the strength that the odds brought down, that we actually they actually converted, and now are devout followers of the Pantheon. And this is like,
Oh, Edenor, as you're going, you
Oh,
don't,
man.
you start to hear like a rumbling, right? Maybe you think it's the ship at first, but then everybody
Yeah.
can kind of tell, no, it's actually coming from inside this old knoll who's looking at you. Just talk about this, and he's like,
and I guess like towards the end of it, maybe it's like, oh, was that too much? Did the cockatrice? Was it not fully cooked for you? Well, I do have to take a pop back to my seat. I want to make sure that nobody else steals my other bit of cockatrice because I just ate Lycus's. So I'll finish eating Lycus's. I'm gonna go back to my.
he is, Edenor, he's like shaking with frustration and anger, and all you can hear as you are like talking is you hear the growling, but then you hear like little rumblings come out from him. Just says, "He said, be good, be good, humble, be good. As he's just like frustratedly eating cockatrice.
Yo, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of fun being able to fail terribly. Not gonna lie.
You do it with grace.
Thank you. You know, gotta at least
Nice.
you gotta sell the critical fail. If we're gonna lose the point, better
Perfect.
lose in style.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Well said. All right. I think then Luna, you're the last one this round. It's the main course. Roasted cockatrice set before you.
I'm gonna try go for a influence society roll on Ruin.
Influence society on ruin. All right, let's do it.
I used my
Luna, don't ruin this.
Influence. Oh,
Hey!
hey!
Golf clap.
That's a 30. for
Yeah, it
society.
is.
30 for society on ruin. 30 with a society on ruin is a critical success.
Yeah.
Just want to talk about bring it home, baby.
So that's 2 influence points gained with ruin.
Yes.
Give us the
I think
approach.
I'm gonna try play this. So the last convo, we were talking. I just revealed that I know where you can get up about the Oka's will, and I know where you can get more like it.
Mhm.
And I think as I finish that sentence, like more like it, like I'm looking at gun, and then I'll start to look at ruin when I say more like it. And I'm talking to gun, but I'm looking at ruin like the
Mhm.
whole time. And I'll say, "That's right. I know where the elemental plane of air is, and I bet that would be knowledge that the conquering host might even kill for." And since we're here for peace talks, perhaps it might be better to to start to share information. What do you think about this, Ruin?
Ruin was in the midst of eating a bit of cockatrice as you started talking, and you look over to him, and he puts his fingers together and he says, "Well, now, Lady Elwins, that is a rather interesting bit of information you possess. I would certainly love to know more about this elemental plane of air. And you say that's where you got that impressive ship from."
Oh, that's correct. That's where I got the ship from. That's where I learned several forms of magic that even Azofast is privy to. Maybe we can also work together on some future projects. Perhaps it might be better use of your resources if you make a project, make a venture, see what you can find in that plane. As we all know, Ironwood is already under Azofast's control.
You see a smile cross his face, and he says, "You know, Lady Elwins, as rumors of your crew's exploits have reached our ears, those of us with more influence in the conquering host, I must say, we expected a certain level of strength. But seeing your shrewd mind, that is a surprise this evening. Rumors of your captain's, well, reputation. They are what they are. You were more of a mystery. Perhaps this is a conversation that would be better had in more private setting. You understand, Lord Justice, we had agreed that business would be on hold. But Lady Elwyn's, I must admit, your invitation is appealing. I would very much be interested in hearing more about what you have to offer.
Perhaps after dinner we can have a drink.
That would be lovely. I'm something of a mixologist, if you're feeling adventurous.
Oh, lovely, because all I've been drinking is this frog wine, and you... Oh,
Frog wine,
all about it afterwards.
like the Gripply from the jungle.
Correct,
Sounds
but our
repulsive.
captain can make it.
Yes, as I said, a reputation is something that he has.
Is something that he has.
Yep, that's the sentence that was said.
I love that.
That's one way to say it.
Okay. So, as these conversations are being had, and different types of conversations are being had in more intimate settings, friends, I think this is where we're going to call session 56. And we will pick up with session 57 at some point. I don't actually know what the calendar has for us.
September.
Do we have any more sessions? September. Okay, so we do have another session before we start doing New World stuff. Okay.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you so much for hanging with me as we go through this influence subsystem stuff. And I hope you guys had fun. I hope all of you who are hanging out watching today enjoy it. We will see you again for session 57 later on. Guys, anybody got announcements or anything? Anything you want to say to or push before we head out?
Like, follow, subscribe.
That stuff. Yes. The usual shit, right?
I've been doing a lot of art for Terra, so I'll try to post more of that on the Blue Sky.
Excellent.
So, like the Stratus, follow me.
Do it.
Also,
And yeah.
I don't know if this is what you were about to say, but we're also think we're going to be having doing some stuff for New World Rebellion,
Yeah, New World's got stuff coming up soon.
like end of September or something like that, or
Those will be in October leading up to the ElfCon session, which is another thing to look forward to.
Yes. Yeah, we got a lot of things in the pipeline as we're getting close towards the end of the year. And I think the only thing that I will mention as well is go check out Tales Archived. They've got a lot of great TTRPG content. I think Known Realms to Lesh should be this evening. It's a 5e campaign set in the world of Aosha, run by our good buddy Alec, who plays Finn in Unearthed Inheritance. So go check us out. And you also see Button there too. So definitely go show some support to Tales Archived. And with that, I think that's it for us. Goodbye.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.